In this video, I'm gonna tell you what most entrepreneurs won't figure out until it's too late, and why burnout, creative blocks, and damaged relationships are the real price of pushing yourself too hard.
Yeah.
Grinding nonstop might look glamorous from a 60-second highlight reel perspective, but it could end up costing you more than you paid. And it's important that you understand this before you push yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally past your limits. I get that people could go through the same exact thing and get something completely different from the situation. So if you're like,
I love the game. I love the hustle, man.
Cool, I'm with it. This video is for the people who can't stop and it's starting to take a toll on their well-being. Before we jump in, let me take a step back and actually hip you to what toxic productivity really is. Toxic productivity is the unhealthy and unsustainable approach to success at the expense of your well-being. Yo, you fully bought into working yourself to death even when you feel like trash. Society's obsession with the grind has you convinced that success only comes when you put everything else in your life on the back burner until you make it.
You have to give it everything you got. No more TV, no more parties, no more plans.
And this whole idea of glorifying overwork is making it seem like burnout is some sort of dedication or achievement flex. And unfortunately, that way of thinking makes it real hard to have a work-life integration, and for most, it makes you feel bad for wanting to take time off, which is crazy. Let's look at it like this. Let's say you're opening up a well-being bank account, right? And you're hyped about the potential and the perks and what you get, right? Grinding is a lot like that, with the temptation and promises of achievement, recognition, and success. But just like a bank account, sometimes there's hidden fees that we didn't even know that was there until it's like too late. You feel you're killing it, right? You're getting stuff done, but those little things add up, and usually they do more harm than help. And I really didn't touch. I kind of breezed by them in the beginning, but I really want you to be aware. I consider them three major impacts of toxic productivity. Burnout, and I'm sure you heard of burnout. A lot of people talk about burnout, being burned out, whatever. The crazy thing about burnout is you usually don't realize you're burnt out or you're reaching the point of burnout until you're burnt out, right? Burnout is kind of like a feed that eats into your savings and kills all your returns. When you're constantly pushing, constantly grinding, a lot of times it feels like you're running on fumes and you're physically and emotionally spent. It's like trying to relight a candle when it's reached the bottom of its wick. There's absolutely nothing left. And if you have nothing, how can you come up with new ideas or even find the motivation to create? This second fee, or this other hidden cost, is creative blocks. Having a creative block is having a fee that won't let you withdraw from your account, especially when you need it the most. The person who thrives on coming up with fresh ideas all the time but is burned out will struggle to find their groove. Yeah, sure, you can push through to get shit done, but is forced creativity really creativity? And a lot of you might be like, what I do really has no aspect of creativity. I'm going to challenge you to look at that differently, because no matter where you are, what you do, or how that looks, there's an aspect of you that needs to create new ideas, be original. Even if you're an accountant, you're an educator, or whatever, there's some creativity in there somewhere. Before I continue, as an entrepreneur myself, I want to help you avoid burnout and overwhelm so you can continue to level up in not only your business, but your overall life. So if you're a solopreneur and my content is helpful, please consider subscribing. It shows that I'm helping people like us. But if you're not ready for that level of commitment, I get it. Just hit me with a like instead. Pushing too hard is probably gonna strain some personal and professional relationships, to be honest. There's gonna be risk of damage when you prioritize productivity over personal, professional connections. Yeah, that was a tongue twister. It's like when you get hit with an unexpected charge that stretches your financial resources. Prioritize productivity over personal professional connections. When you're always grinding, you miss out on a lot. I mean, a lot. And sometimes you say, yo, when I get there, or this is a little sacrifice for what we're gonna get down the line, right? But you know, you're missing out on life in general. You're missing out on these moments that you will never, ever get back. And for what? Can you relate to any of these, if not all three? Or like, what are some of the things that you had to pay for that didn't make this list? Let me know in the comments. And let me tell you, man, I get it. I get it. It's easy to get caught up in the game. It's easy to see other people say,
When you want to succeed, as bad as you want to breathe, young man, then you will be successful in any area of your life.
is it worth it? And for you, you might be like, yeah, it is. It is worth it. And if that's you, cool. I'm not here to tell you what is right, what is wrong. I'm here to let you know you can still be successful without sacrificing your well-being. And if you're like, let's go, let's get it, watch this next video where we talk about strategies to avoid burnout to make sure you're working on your work-life integration and taking care of yourself.